And so what I want to show here now, you have two apps on a page. One is a Python microservice and one is a text viewer. And this app now, like we have seen before already, has two inputs. One input from an external data provider, and one input is your own Python file. And to just come back, I'd like to come back to the question of Stephen White once more. Of course, you can connect it to your own database too. Or you are in we will see it in the architecture later on. Inzeri has an own database that you can save own data and comment on own data as well. This is both possible. But indeed, this very justified question, what happens if some of the data providers delete something? This is a very good question, but just so you know, you can already use own databases. I wanted to say here one more time. Okay, but now we will have a video to this too. And the Python, what I want to show here is the communication between the microservice and the app. We have different app-to-app communications. And one of those different communications I would like to show here. And yeah, this is what so basically what you see here is a little bit redundant here, this slide. So Python video example, video 5. All right, so it's a little bit longer video. So we open the menu and the My Files app that Omnia created and has shown already. I have some, and I click on the folder. Now you see the path of the directory where you are in right now. And I have uploaded demo conference.py. You see it actually here on the side. It's a file, Python file on my local machine, and I have uploaded it like Omnia showed before. And now I clicked on it, and you see all the different apps that exist in Inzeri. And the audio player, or for example, has one input audio record. So we have an audio player that you can upload the music and listen to it. And yeah, so, and we're using the plain text viewer. It's just has not much functionality, just this plain text. Click on it, and we see this is Python. There's no syntax highlighting or anything. But what I wanted to show, you can easily click on files and then open them in one on apps. Okay, so not much to see so far. Now I open the Python environment. Like by default, this Python code is generated when the app is opened. We will see a little bit later on how this happens in detail for the microservice and app developers. And I now went to the default data that's generated when you open an app. And just so you can do this as well. And this is the Python code that I displayed in the text list viewer. And I replace this here. So a second. Okay. So this is the app for the Python, and this has the one input Python file that has been generated automatically, and I replace it with the Python file. You can just also click on the Python file and open it. I just wanted to show there's different ways to link files to the input. So now I closed it. And now you see, okay, the Python file that I uploaded is quite similar. This is the hash of the app. This one, every app that you open on a page has a individual page and a hash identifier. So I just close the My Files app. I don't need it anymore. The files are linked to the apps, and I open the data management. And now one nice functionality in theory is you can duplicate one of the existing queries. I don't know if you know Postman, which is a RESTful API tool, and there's also Paw, a very nice one for Mac OS, and there you can save RESTful queries to basically to test your API. And in theory also saves all your queries. I have quite a lot here. You can filter, and my good old example, ecodices, I'll take. I'll see once, okay, it's working, close it, and I'll click on plus. And now we see I didn't have to redo the whole query, I just added it, which is extremely helpful if you have, for instance, a Sparkle or a graph search query or some query language where you have to post something in the body, which takes lots of time. It's nice to duplicate it. And now you see the JSON environment has two inputs. The Python file we already assigned, and the assigned JSON is not defined yet. And we would like the assigned JSON to map to this RESTful query here. And now click on map. And we already know this response. We have seen it before today. And sorry, this was too fast. Here, this is the actual show tree with data. And here, for my example, I choose the description here, the description. And then, so here I can see how the data actually looks like. And then to map it, I have to show the abstract tree structure. This has quite a justification of existence, which we will see later on. This goes through the whole JSON and checks all different parents and leaves, so you are aware when assigning something. It could be an area in between, something like this. I'll go into this a little bit more in detail. But for now, we see there's the value, description value. We see it's a string, and we click on assigned JSON. And now this path of the JSON is mapped to this app input. Okay, and we close it, and close it. And now, there's the second info. This is exactly the description that we saw from the ecodices. Is now arrived in this app, basically. Yeah, you see it. Okay. And now, I have to show something here. Return content of JSON. So this returns this doesn't do anything. This Python code is just returns part of the JSON, which you see here. This is the output of this microservice. It's just the text. Nothing is done with it. You can again change the Python code directly. I just make it a little bit bigger right now. Okay. So you can change the Python code directly over the browser. And now I return the whole content. Okay, which now you see it a little bit. Sorry. I have to click here. Well, it's now the output. It looks different. The output. It's the output and the JSON. So we return the whole content. It's not so important. Sorry. This is. Can I? I can. Okay, I can pull it. So now. Now I go to data management and add another query with the hash of the app that we just had Python microservice here. Click on plus. So, okay. And now we paste just this hash of the app. Press try query. And we see it is the output of the Python code, as you see here. Yeah, so we can RESTful query within Nzeri the output of the Python code. Yeah, now save, close, close. Yeah, close, okay. And now we have just linked the query to the page, doesn't do much yet. We open another app, and this is just default data now that's been generated. And we open the data management. And now we see here, there is 2 textless views now and 1 JSON environment. We might change the names of the apps still. Oh, just a comment. And so now, what are we doing now? We're mapping now. We're mapping now the output of the microservice, Python microservice. We're mapping it to the text list app. So just like we did before already, I won't, this is just what we did before already. Save, close, close. So, and now it takes like a couple of seconds sometimes. Oh yeah, I mapped it. I remember I mapped it to the other app. It was a mistake. So this one doesn't show anything. This one is now the output. This was it. So I made a mistake, but I still continued this. And my colleague will also show, but he will have much bigger examples just to understand it already a little bit. Okay. So now just one small little thing. I return the content JSON a little bit. So I changed it again. So now the app shows something different. And then I can just, in Python, I can just measure the length of the characters of the text and save it again. And it's like 203 long, the character. So yeah, I'm just moving the app on the page, I think. Aha, yeah, I can add something, the description under the app, so that you see a little bit what it means. And yeah, so just to make it a little bit nicer so that another person understands what you did. And what else comes? Adding another app, okay. Aha, yeah, so, okay, so I mapped the text and then I describe here, this is the length of the text, so, okay. Just so that you get an understanding of the, I'm sorry, I stopped the sharing. I just wanted to stop the, here, okay. So just that you understand the app-to-app communication. And why I wanted to show, so my colleague Sarah will show this again from other aspects too, and also with different examples and more in depth.